All right, kings and queens, let's do this. How I became spiritually attained, what I did, what my practices were, what the whole trajectory of my life was, and how it just eventually came about. Because you have to remember, all of this is karma and destiny. There's so much of it that I didn't choose. A lot of it was just right place, right time, right information at a certain point in time, and the right people who were just presented into my life. Let's go. Guys, when it comes to becoming spiritually attained, you have to realize that this isn't like a quest. You already are the bigger picture. Like, you don't have to seek anything, because to become spiritually attained is to realize that this is the end of search, the end of seeking, the end of looking externally for anything, and realizing, subjectively experiencing more so, because realizations happen on an intellectual level. What we're talking about happens on an experiential, subjective level, right? Because you are feeling it energetically, vibrationally, that you are becoming more conscious, more attained, more powerful, more connected, more conscious. And just to give you a bit of backstory as to how it all happened for me, right? When I was it all started when I first found out about semen retention, right? There was a content creator called Awakened Souls back on YouTube. That's my brother. I love you, bro. He was explaining his journey and how semen retention came about. And I think I was retaining a little bit before then, but what had happened was, there's always that person who kind of puts you, kind of shows you, they resonate with you, right? And I'm that person for a lot of people, but best believe there are a lot of people who inspired me too, right? And the person who has inspired me a lot to really take my shit seriously when it comes to SR, and I could see, yo, this brother is shining, man. There's got to be something to it, right? And I started to retain, I started to listen to his videos, I started to implement certain practices to make sure I didn't fuck up, I didn't slip, avoiding wet dreams and whatnot. And then as you do so, that's when I realized, right then, after I started to retain, I started to realize that this really is a big spectrum. Like, I don't have to be on this low level of consciousness I've been on my whole life. I don't have to limit my energy, because that's what happens, bro. Your level of consciousness is low, your energy is going to be low, your conception of self is going to be limited. It's all intertwined. Whereas when you retain your sexual energy, you power up, you become more conscious, you become way more intelligent, you see everything, your vision sharpens up, you're connected. Bro, there's so many benefits, right? And then you're like, wow, why would I ever want to subject myself to such a low frequency when I can live in a state of peace in my childlike aura? And that's when it flicks into your head that we've been lied to about everything, that life really isn't about material gain, because material gain doesn't make you happy. It doesn't make you fulfilled and content. It cannot fill the void within your heart. It cannot. And so when I got to this point, I went fully deep into spirituality. Nothing else mattered. And I came across my first business mentor called Quasi Joe here, right? I jumped on a call with Quasi and we were just chopping. I was explaining to him my vision at the time. And yeah, I was continuing to watch a lot of Quasi's videos, and then I came across Dr. David R. Hawkins. He was actually the one who brought Dr. David R. Hawkins into my life. So much love to you, Quasi. From then I read Letting Go. Letting Go was such a huge transformation in my life. That book really shifted my whole reality. That, if I was to tell, because I need you to understand, yes, spiritual realization doesn't come through intellect. It doesn't come through reading anything. But sometimes you can read something, right? And it sparks something within your mind. So you have to understand that information, language, things of intellect are merely the catalyst to spiritual attainment. They're not the reason and the cause. They are merely the catalyst. They're like a stepping stone to becoming more spiritually attained, because you understand more, you can conceive more. Your consciousness literally expands, because consciousness expands logarithmically, meaning one small percentage has a huge impact, right? Huge impact. So after I had read Letting Go, my whole conception of reality shifted. I understood that I really am in full control, because it goes down and explains to you all the levels of consciousness, which I'm going to put right here. You see, you've got shame, guilt, blah, 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 and it hits 200, all right? 200 meaning the level of integrity, whereby a lot of people below the level 200, like 76% of the world's population, are below the level of 200, meaning they are below the level of integrity, whereby easily manipulated, in the ego, prideful, shame, guilt, all these lower level vibrations which they want us to reside on, right? And then I started to understand that, wow, vibrationally, if I emit a certain vibration, I am going to be on a different level of not only consciousness, emotional field of energy, but subjective experience. And I was like, okay, wow, I can actually, this is malleable. Like, I don't have to be in quote unquote hell forever, right? And so once I finished reading Letting Go, I was like, wow, this is incredible. Then I started to read all of Dr. David L. Hawkins' books. That's when I went deep in. If you see my room, it's just books and books and books. You see all my friends, I've borrowed them so many books. I don't even know where these books are, but that's just the beauty of it. It's like you literally just become a sponge for information. And that's what I want you guys to remember, is that I want you to remember that it takes time, be patient, and I want you to enjoy the process, because the spiritual journey isn't pretty. It isn't unicorns and sunshine and rainbows and big smiles and everything's going perfect. Man, it is not like that at all. Yeah, you will grow in spirit. Yeah, you will grow in energy. Yeah, you will love yourself more. You connect to people more. But in order to reach those levels, in order to get to that level whereby, you've reached a sense of love, you've connected to self, the immortal, nameless, birthless, deathless self, and you realize that you are it, that takes time, takes a lot of undoing. It's heavy on the mind, because as you're growing spiritually, you've got your family looking down on you, who think that you're not doing anything, who think that you're fucking crazy. Because only great, powerful spirits, right, are the ones who cannot be compromised. So I need you to remember, if you're evolving spiritually now, it is your karma and destiny to evolve. You might not awaken in this lifetime, but you might awaken in the next. So, guys, enjoy the process. Take your time. Learn. Be a student of life. Discern information. Know how to discern information. Know full well that 80% of the stuff out here that you listen to, that you read, is all bullshit, bro. If anything, it's maybe 20% truth, 80% bullshit. No joke. It's all intertwined with lies, because that's the whole game. It's to have you never really understanding what this really is. So learn to discern information. Understand that there are things like problem, reaction, solution, whereby they create the problem. There's a reaction from the public, but then you create the solution because you've created the problem. You see? You're playing both sides. It's called polarity, playing both sides of the game. Number 2, I want you to be aware of red herrings. I want you to be aware of things which they intentionally funnel your consciousness into, which is incorrect, knowing full well that it's just a distraction. I want you to be aware of the fact that there are people who conduct psyops, they conduct psych operations, meaning there's so many of these school shootings. Have you ever studied school shootings? Have you seen that these are literally just psyops, meaning that these are paid actors? Because you probably think, why? Why would they get paid actors to go shoot up a school and then make it seem to the public like there was a school shooting? I'll tell you why. Because it's problem, reaction, solution. Let's say, for instance, you want to get rid of people's guns in that specific area, right? Because you want to superimpose more control. You want to make people less powerful. You want them to be working longer hours, and you want them to have no way of defending themselves by eliminating their guns. What do? You create crime. You create the illusion that we need to eliminate their guns. So what do? You go and shoot up a school. Or you don't really shoot up a school. You make it look like a school has been shot up. Because when you see some of these interviews with these parents who have supposedly lost a child, this person's smiling, but they've just lost a fucking child a few hours ago. They're smiling and laughing. Bro, all of this shit is fucking fake. It's all fake. This world is fake as fuck, bro. Knowing full well that this world is fake, it's full of fakes, it's full of cowards who subscribe to the bullshit, is your freedom, man. And I know as a spiritually inclined person, I shouldn't be labeling it as that, because things are non-dual. But you know what? I'm the kind of spirit who likes to spit shit as it is, bro. Because I need you to know full well that not all spiritual people are just like sit there and just accept everything. No, you have to be able to call a fucking liar a liar, or a cheat a fucking cheat, or a coward a fucking coward. You got to start spitting it raw. Guys, when it comes to your spiritual evolution, just understand that there are phases, there are peaks and troughs. There are times where things are super confusing. There's going to be times where you don't know what the fuck to do. There are going to be times where you don't want to do anything. There are going to be times where you don't want to talk to anyone. There are going to be times where you feel super elated and super amazing. There are going to be times where things aren't going great. Where there are going to be times where you have to literally feel the things surfacing from within your body, from within your mind. Yeah, that's what you're in store for. So hope that's given you some clarity. It's about to hit 10 minutes. Guys, the spiritual journey ain't easy. Stay locked, stay powerful, stay present, stay conscious, stay aware, and things will work out. Guys, peace and power, love and light, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Peace.